So anyway, Anne was Sherman Birdwell's secretary. And he asked her something, I don't know if they were cutting salary or something. And something said, have you saved any money? And she knows she'd been helping me go to school. I was going to business school.
Yeah.
And living in an apartment with she and Dorothy Barhow, or Dorothy Henderson it was then. And he said, well, I like to work. And they said, well, I'm sure she would rather than go back to Manchac. So anyway, he sent me out to Brackenridge Hospital, and I was secretary to the director of nursing, part-time, because I went to school. Supposed to be going to school part-time. Dorothy went to work out there too. But
where was the party?
oh,
downtown
well,
Austin?
anyway, the NY kids, the party, and they invited, since we worked in NY, when we come, well, most of them didn't type, and they didn't have computers or things. So you typed it on the typewriter. They asked me to type about 100 postcards to all these NY kids in Austin for our party that they were having. So, and they had 2 women or 3 or something that were in charge. I mean, you know, they're the ones that are over us, you know, so, and because I had this house there where kids that didn't have a place to cook or learn to do things, they could go there and cook and things and play games too, and so they were having the party. So anyway, that's where we were, and and I invited Dame May to go to the party with us. Of course, she'd worked for Mr. Birdwell for secretary and NY thing, so, and Dorothy. We went, and so party was in big swing. The people brought the record playing. They were dancing in one room, playing ping pong in another one, and board games and things in different rooms. And I went to the door, and these 2 guys, and they were looking for, I remember the name, Lillie Desmond. I said, I do not know her, but you're welcome to come in and look. They said, well, her father said she was at this party. And we went through all the rooms. She wasn't there. And the women in charge, the older, you know, people, asked her, said, well, would you like to stay at the party? Well, yeah, they'd stay, and if you would like to dance. So, and they took Odell took and man Dorothy home after the party. I don't know how I got there, walked with the rest of some of the others, I guess, from Odell. And so then they started dating. This was on December 4th.
Yeah, that's today.
1941.
Today's December 4th, so that's...
Yeah, it was 70-something years.
59.
So,
75 years ago?
So
76 years ago?
Wait, so December 4th, 1941, that was just a few days before Pearl Harbor, wasn't it?
Right. So anyway, they took them home, and then they kept dating the rest of the month. Beaver and Odell would come over there. They lived together, and so then Odell went home for Christmas out West Texas. So anyway, while he's gone, well, Beaver brought Carl Barhow, who they used to live with, Ms. Barhow and all her kids. Odell and Beaver did. And he brought Carl to go with Dorothy, and they went, here comes Odell home after Christmas, but they told me, said, don't you go with anybody now, would you stay and go with him? Okay, well, because somebody kept calling me to go out with a bunch of them. All right, I did, and then the 3 of us started dating, and Carl and Dorothy married in January, now this in December. Then Amy and Buford married in March. Of course, then they were all drafted in the Army or whatever. Odell was too. Odell sent up to Wyoming to training. Okay. Anyway, he wrote one time, said, if I ever get back to Texas, we're going to get married. Sure enough, they sent him down to San Antonio for a few weeks. So he came up there one time, and then he called me up here. Called me and said, I'm shipping out tomorrow or sometime to another place. Oh, can you come down here? I said, well, I'll try. I called Aunt Meadow in San Antonio. I said, if I come on the bus down there, San Antonio, would you pick me up and take me up to Camp Normal? No, what's it, Camp Normal? Whatever it was,
Yeah.
She said yes. She picked me up and brought me back up to her house, and Aunt Meadow was one of Mama's brother's wives, and so she fixed supper for us, and then
Did y'all get married though?
yeah, we
Before
got
he
married
left?
when he was in San Antonio.
Oh yeah.
When he was in San Antonio, called him. He came up there. I called Mama.
Who all was at the wedding?
Huh?
How many people were at the wedding? Just something real fast?
Well, yeah, we went to the old house over here
Yeah,
where we
just
moved.
married.
Oh yeah.
We got married in the old parsonage, and that's the first place we lived after he got home.
Yeah.
And
Your mom didn't even go over there, did she? She was cooking
yeah,
dinner or something?
Mom and Daddy went to the
Oh, okay.
wedding, yeah.
Oh.
And I guess Annie Mae and my roommate Nelda. And I don't know if anybody else was there, but it was all just very sudden, and you know, and got married and he left, and that was.
You skipped the part where on your first date on New Year's Eve, you were sitting in the car with him at midnight listening to Frankie and Johnny.
Yeah, that's right.
She has a record of that song in the
Uh-huh.
troll out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like that song.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. So, and then when we married, we didn't make arrangements to place spend the night or anything. We went to Devon Hotel till at that time not many were here, but people were here and you couldn't find a vacant room. We went over there, and that's right, Odell's brother had come from wherever he was stationed there, and some of their buddies, I guess he's down in San Antonio too. And they were spending the night at Dorothy and Carl's. Well, we needed their bedroom, so they put on some of Carl's clothes because they couldn't go out after midnight in uniform.
In uniform.
Oh, yeah.
And so they put on some left and
Civilian clothes and
stayed there, and then he went back to.
back to the base. I love all the letters you guys wrote back and forth to each other, and on the pictures. I mean, you've seen all the pictures they would take of each other, or take and send to each
Yeah.
other.
I wrote a lot of letters every day.
Email?
Huh?
No,
Email?
snail mail.
No, it's U.S. mail, but
How long did it take to get a letter to him? Was it pretty consistent?
yeah, it wasn't
I
long.
think the military's always been pretty good about like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then that was
Like a week or two or
not a week or two. No, wrote every day. We got,
yeah.
So you just get a different one every time.
That's crazy.
but so anyway, then I lived in a rooming house or house thing. I think Amy had moved in there with me too because she had been home, had Diane, and then she left. I don't know, but she may have been back over there then too. But my roommate was Nelda Callahan from down Cedar Creek, down close to Bastrop. And she had lived at the Y with Annie, but she had been working someplace and then came back to Austin, and she didn't have a place to live and looked Annie up or something. Said, well, move in with me. I didn't have a roommate. So she did, moved that. Ella Ray came back from when her husband went overseas. Ella Ray was Joanne's aunt, lived across the street from her.
Yeah.
She's named after Mama, Ella. And so she moved in with, she moved every place I went and then ended up working every place I went, I think. And then, anyway, we lived there, and then she may have been one of the ones working out Brackenridge, and there's about 8 of us lived over there, and we took turns cooking. She had partners to cook one week, or partners to wash dishes and clean up, do that and stuff, and then two didn't have to do anything. We had maids from the hospital that came over and cleaned our bathrooms and our linens. We slept in hospital beds. and we didn't have an ice box, and Harry, my uncle, lived out there, had no ice box. So we got that. And
like that you had to put ice in?
Yeah.
Like a block of ice?
One time the boss said, you know, there's a brand new refrigerator out at the airport. I'll see if I can't get that for you. So he did. Of course, that was city too. You know, it was all city stuff. And moved there. Well, after so many years, a couple, 3 years, Buford came home. He was in the South Pacific someplace. He got out, came home, and he was over there, and I said, I'll have no idea where Odell and I will live when he gets home. He said, I just went to Manchac Day and rented that old parsonage to move in with us. And they had been roommates, you know, when we met them. But Buford's from East Texas and Odell from West Texas. But anyway, so we lived in that parsonage. That we both, two couples moved in the parsonage, and we lived there till they built those little houses Buford and Odell did.
Yeah.
And they lived in those. Well, bought the property from Grandpa. But that was a long time ago. But
Grandpa Worth?
Grandpa Worth.
Yeah.
He owned all this property.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, but we lived in that parsonage up there long, a year or so. But that guy that was a business manager, he went to the city hall as purchasing agent. He called one night over at the hospital, over there where we lived, wanted me to come to work down there. I don't know, I don't want to change jobs, really. And Dr. Ruth Payne, a doctor, real prominent doctor, she was over there. She liked to come eat supper with us all the time. So she said, I think you should go down there and get away from that nursing office. I don't think she got along with them. So I finally said, yes, I'd go. So I went to work down there, and then he said, I need you to relieve the switchboard operators. Said they can't get along with that college girl that's down there. Well, she can't get along with them or something. I said, I don't know how to work a switchboard. He said, I saw you out at the hospital. I said, I was down there just visiting with the operator. I wasn't working that board. Well, they'll show you how. So I started relieving them on the first coffee breaks and whatever. And one day, Aletha, who was LRA's aunt, and worked at the Texas Employment Commission, and it was across the street, Catacomb. And by that time, Amy and Dorothy were working there. They had took this after the war, and she called me one day and said, I didn't know you wanted to change jobs. I said, I didn't want to change jobs. Well, I heard you wanted to change jobs. That was Amy and Dorothy over there, because they'd been trying to get me to come over there and work. I thought, so said, we have to take an exam, you have to take an exam. But I did take the exam, and he said, and I said I have a sick boy at home right now. Just Glenn.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I said, I'd like you to come to work. And I said, well, I have to give 2 weeks notice. He said, I talked to him myself 2 weeks ago, and I said, well, I need to do it myself, so I guess so. So I went to work for Texas Employment Commission. I was there 29 years.
Yeah, till 1985 or so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then y'all traveled the world.
Hmm.
Then you traveled the world.
Traveled the world. I picked up a travel book I had back there, looking at something in my picture, and talked about where we went each day or something for one trip or 2 trips. I didn't keep a record of all of them. I thought, gee whiz, the places I went, that was great to be able to see all that. 12 or 13 different trips over there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really enjoyed that. So I was grateful that I got to go and do those things.
Frankie and Johnny were lovers. Oh Lord, how they did love. Gonna be true to each other, just as true as the stars up above. He was her man. He wouldn't do her wrong. Frankie went down to the corner just for a bucket of beer. She said, Mr. Bartender, has my loving Johnny been here? He is my man.